Hey, what's up everyone? It's Tim from Timbo Toys, and I thought I would maybe do a series of videos where I share some custom figures that I've made, mostly from 1/12 scale, mostly Star Wars themed, Black Series themed, but I thought it might be just a fun little segment here to just share, talk about some of the custom figures that populate my world building, the South Shore Mall. I've created this new little background diorama here. I kind of refer to it as like the back of the mall. It also, could be used with Marvel Legends, and I do have some Ninja Turtles too as well that this goes really well with, but thought it also might be cool to use for just sharing some of my custom figures that I've made. So I want to start with one that I've got several of, and that is the Ned B Droid. If you remember, this droid is from the Obi-Wan series on Disney Plus. There were a lot of mixed reactions to that, but I think overall people liked it. But people really liked this droid. He was really cool. And the Black Series figure is just really, really cool. It's a highly posable, highly articulate. This is a figure from that series. Now, they do come in this yellow color. However, I did do some customizing on this one. I did a couple of black washes with, really watered down acrylic black paint from Walmart. Put a coat on, dabbed some of it off, let it dry for a bit, did another coat, kind of the same process. And then that third and final coat, I actually used a light brown, and that just gave it some extra textures, some extra mixing of the colors. And when you mix the washes, it just grimes things up really well. And then after that was all done, I went back and I did some dry brushing in silver on his hands and his joints, and that area there in his abdomen and around his head and stuff like that, just to bring out some of those metallic areas. And really happy with how it came out. I really like the griminess, and it's just a cool. I also did his hammer here too as well. Kind of the same thing, silver highlights, just try and make it match. But it's a really cool figure. It's just when you get one, it is pretty bright yellow, and so doing these washes and doing the dry brushing really toned it down, made it look grimy. Somewhat like the one on Obi-Wan. Now, I didn't stop there when it came to the Ned B droids, because I learned from a guy on YouTube, a big fan of Hyperdrive, and I cannot remember the rest of his channel, but I know he's commented on several of my videos. But Hyperdrive introduced me to the RIT dye process, where you buy synthetic RIT dye. You heat up water to about the boiling point, you add the dye, stir it around, let it cool just for a bit, and then you soak your figures in it, and they will take on some of the flavors of that dye. It just kind of depends what you get. So I think I had a red dye, and when I did the red dye with the yellow, it turned made this orange Ned B, and you can see how that dye interacts with different parts and plastics. Like I didn't do anything to that. It's just all RIT dye, but that part was kind of a lighter part. This part still blue, but this one, I don't know, it's really cool, really a cool color, very unique. And the RIT dye, it makes everything smooth. And I did go and do some highlights, some dry brushing, like I did with this other one, to bring out some of those metallic details. But that was a lot of fun, and I got to thinking about it, and said, hey, I bet I could do another one of these. However, I really wonder if I were to get the bright blue synthetic RIT dye, and mix it with the yellow, because this is something that you have to take into consideration. When you mix blue and yellow, you get green, and this is my green Ned B, and really like the way he came out. Really cool. Again, kept the blue. Very similar to the process, heating up that water, adding the dye, stirring it around, then letting the figure just soak in it for a bit. And really, really liked the way that green came out. Now, that figure was the carbonized one, so I don't know if it would be a little bit different if I were to use just the regular one. The carbonized ones have kind of a special, coating on them, gives them kind of a, slightly unique, shiny look. And so I don't know if I were to do regular Ned B in that regular finish, maybe the green would, be a little bit brighter. I did learn from Hyperdrive that after you've dyed them, you can actually go back and dye them again, or even, try mixing it with another color. I haven't tried that yet. I've just done the one time and been pretty happy with the results. Really, like this guy, green, one of my favorite colors. So, just super happy with how he came out. But wasn't finished. Hyperdrive, he had sent me, I'd won a figure and a drawing, from a show he was doing a part of, and he sent me that figure, but he also sent me a bunch of extra parts, and one of them was a busted Ned B Droid. The leg was busted on it, and so, I decided I would try and, fix him. But it also was going to just try and do, a completely new and different custom. And so that's where this guy comes in right here. Now his leg, as you're looking at it, the leg there on the right, that's the busted leg. And I just basically took a dowel rod, painted it silver, matched it up. And I didn't glue it in there because I wanted to be able to move his leg. And so it fits in there pretty snugly. And it allows me to, move his leg. If I need to adjust that, I can. But really, really like him. Took an old piece of cloth here, dyed it black. Wanted to give him a cloth. My idea with him is that, he found this stone here, and this stone gave him a new kind of consciousness as a droid, kind of made him almost human. And so, he has an awareness that the other Ned Bs don't have, and can almost, in some ways, use the Force. If somebody, is going to attack him, he can almost, hold that stone out, that staff, and freeze that, freeze whoever it is that's trying to attack him. So just part of my lore story building that I've been having fun with. But this one, I did a little bit differently. This one I actually took out and I spray painted the whole thing. It was a gloss purple. And then after he dried well, and I think I might have, given him a clear coat, then I came back and did all the detailing, I think actually I painted the joints and the hands, painted it all black. And then I went and did a silver dry brushing on him. Really like the way that came out. This staff was a piece of plastic from a hanging basket, an old hanging basket. I just cut it and painted it, wrapped some string around it to, make it look like a staff, added a little cube in there for this special stone that he's found. And then I also did some tattooing on him. I did that all by hand, just little marks, red and white. Basically, it's just red and white. But I've done some of these marks on some of my play sets that I've built, some signs that have been up on the wall. It's just almost like, Japanese letters. But then I go back over and, maybe highlight one side in like a white or a lighter color, add some dots. But, I just wanted to make it look like, because this droid, is a new level of awareness that, he gave himself some tattoos. And it's got it on his hand there too as well, which is, maybe a little hard to see. Just had a lot of fun making him. And like I said, these Ned B droids are just so fun to customize. The really cool thing about them, and that I really appreciate, is that you can actually find them really cheap on Amazon. Like, I think I got a couple of these guys for, I don't know, it might have been like $10 or less, which is, pretty amazing for a figure, especially a 1/12 scale figure. I mean, just a really good deal. And then, like I said, this one Hyperdrive gave me, and I patched up that leg, made it so, he could still use his leg. But just decided to do a custom. I did paint his eyes. It's maybe hard to see. They're like a bright yellow, and then he's got these 2 little points that I made blue on him. But just a lot of fun making customs, Black Series customs. I really enjoy it. Being able to add some different droids, especially some Ned B droids, to my world building, just a lot of fun. So hey, thanks for watching, and I hope to be able to share some more of these videos about some custom figures I made. Let me know what you think. If you enjoy seeing this, would like to see more, I'm certainly happy to do it. I've got a lot more custom figures that I've made, and even some that others have made for me that I would be happy to share. So, all right, well, hey, have a great day and great weekend, whenever it is you're seeing and watching this. But I'll be back. Take care.